Welcome to Travel Tales, a mini-series within Distress to Joyful Bailey's Way podcast. I'm your host, Bailey Raber, here to travel the world with you. In each episode, you'll hear firsthand how my travel experiences have gone, both within the United States and abroad. Together, we'll discover new cultures, learn about a variety of new places for you to go out and explore, bring light to how I navigate my bipolar disorder while traveling, and, most importantly, we'll have fun. You'll leave each episode stocked full of exciting new ideas, interesting information, and feeling like it's time to hop on a plane. So come on, friends, let's start exploring. Hello, friends. Today we are going on a Mumbai adventure, still in India, of course. So let's go ahead and just dive right in. So this morning began by saying goodbye to Mom and Dad as they were heading back to Baroda to prepare for us to come stay with them. After sending them off to the train station, Moni and I ventured out to purchase fabric for me to take home. So excited. I'd been looking forward to this moment for months now because as an aspiring fashion designer, I know that India manufactures large quantities of textiles and that I will be able to purchase good quality fabrics at a lower cost while here, which I love a good bang for your buck. Mekanjusum. Moni and I hopped into an auto and made our way to Tirumala shopping center. God, I probably pronounced that wrong. My Hindi teacher, Bina, is cringing. So let the fun begin. As we walked into the fabric store, my eyes grew wide with excitement. So many fabrics. There were shelves and shelves and shelves covering every inch of wall space, packed full from floor to ceiling with an array of different types of fabrics. Cottons, silks, brocades, sequin fabrics, embroidered fabrics, you name it, they had it. We spent at least 2 hours in this store because I was purchasing fabric for more than just myself. My best friend Alex and our other friend Laura had given me money to bring them home some fabric too. And as we are all fashion design students, we love to sew. And so, of course, all of that just checks out and makes sense. So, fun fact, before leaving for my trip, I made both of them answer a bunch of questions to ensure that I got them exactly what they wanted. And then I stored this information in the Notes app on my phone so that I could refer back to it later because I am super type A like that and just a planner. And I was just thinking ahead. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to take their money and spend it on fabric for them, I want to get them what they want, you know? Like, I don't want to pick something that they're never going to use or that they're going to hate. So this was out of love for them, but also this shows my organization and planning and just how over the top it can be sometimes. In a good way, though, in a good way. I will always be proud of my organizational and planning skills. So myself, on the other hand, I had set no limits as to what I was buying or how much I was wanting to spend. So I went a little bit crazy. I bought meters upon meters of cotton fabrics as they only cost about 150 to 200 rupees per meter, which was roughly about 2 to 3 USD. Y'all, back home in the U.S., you can expect to spend anywhere from $10 to $20 for the same thing. So can you blame me for going ham on purchasing a ton of fabric here? I mean, seriously, come on now. So I stocked up on a ton of cute cotton prints as I plan to make some matching clothes for me and my fiance, Moni. Additionally, I purchased a ton of what I call, quote, fancy fabrics, which are like sequin fabrics, hand-painted fabrics, embellished, embroidered, all kinds of just extra, just beautiful, fancy stuff because they were a lot cheaper to buy in India than they are back home. And if you're a sewer and you're tuning in, then you're probably just jaw-dropping right now because you're like, what? Because it is a bit crazy how much cheaper it is. But guys, you have to factor in when you buy fabric here in the U.S., They're purchasing it from India. They're having to pay for shipping to get it here. Then they have to pay tariffs and taxes. Oh, and then they have to sell it to a wholesaler who purchases it at a price. That wholesaler then sells it to the retailer, and they have to make a profit off of all of that. So it just goes higher and higher from the beginning. You purchase it right in India, it just goes from manufacturer to wholesale to retail. So there's a lot less steps involved. It's a lot cheaper. And also the currency ratio there too. You got to picture that too. So I had a ton of fun talking to the salesman in Hindi. I was saying things like kitni ka and nahi neela and mujhe lal chahiye, things like that when they were pulling the fabrics down for me. So kitni ka means how much. Nahi neela is like, no, I don't want blue, not blue. And then mujhe lal chahiye is like, I want the red. I want the red fabric. So I really enjoyed the entire experience. I loved being in the fabric store. I loved having them pull down all these fabrics for me to just ooh and all over. I loved putting them in the stack, saying, yeah, like, let's build up my stack over here and I'll tell you how much I want of each. I loved talking in Hindi to them and like flaunting my Hindi skills. It was just so much fun. And I definitely could have spent a lot more time in there than the 2 hours if Moni would have let me. But no, he definitely would not have. He was not having as great of a time as I was. So in the end, I racked up about 20,000 Indian rupees worth of fabric to bring home, which was equivalent to about 265 USD at the time, which it's a lot. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That's a lot. But if you go check out this article, if you're on YouTube, just go down in the bottom and you'll see like, the description. Boom. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, then you can also just go to the episode notes or the episode description and click on the first link there. Boom. It'll take you right here. I laid all of the fabric out on the couch when I got home. Well, it's folded up, but like in their little folded up squares next to each other, and you can see how much it was. It was a lot. Because granted, guys, $265 for all of this is nothing. Because if I would have bought that here, I probably would have spent, probably 3 to 4 times that easily. Because these sequin fabrics, if you're going to go buy a nice sequin fabric, you're going to go to high fashion fabric here in Houston. You're going to spend $40 to $60 or more on a yard, which is about the equivalent of a meter. So yeah, you're spending so much more. Oh, side note, really fun fact. I was able to get all of this fabric home super easily by using some travel vacuum seal bags that we had previously purchased on Amazon. So what's cool about these bags is they came with a hand pump to remove the air and flatten the bags out, which was perfect since they don't have vacuums in Indian households because most of the floors are concrete or tile with rugs on top. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but India is dusty. It's dusty. That's just the terrain that's there. It's a dusty country. And because of that, they don't have wall-to-wall carpet like we do here in the U.S. It's just tile or concrete and you toss rugs on top, but everything is swept. Like they beat the rugs to beat all of the dust out of it and like the dirt. They'll beat that out and then they'll sweep the floor. So no vacuums. So if you take vacuum seal bags to India that require an actual vacuum to take the air out, you're fucked. Like you fucked yourself. So I was very careful when I was purchasing these and I made sure to find some that were hand pump and it works great. And what it does is it makes more room in your suitcase because this fabric is going to weigh the same amount whether there's a ton of air fluffing it up or not. So I pumped all the air out and then I could fit so much more into my suitcase and bring everything home all nice and dandy. It was great. So from here, we hopped into an auto that took us back to Tanvi's place so that we could rest for a little bit because the heat took a toll on my body. Again, this was in March. The heat took a toll. And then we began to get ready for the day ahead. So while we waited for Tanvi and Jigar to finish getting ready, Moni and I walked down the street to get some fresh coconut water from the Paniwala. So Paniwala is the Hindu term that basically means the guy who sells coconut water. So the best way to explain this is the word wala. If you see that behind any other word, wala is basically the man who does this act. So the most easy example to give you is dude wala. So dude, not like D-U-D-E, like calm yourselves. Dude, D-O-O-D, means milk. So dude wala is the milk man. Easy peasy. So the pani wala is the man who serves me coconut water. So this was my first time ever tasting fresh coconut water, and I was shocked at how delicious it was. Guys, I hate the taste of coconut water that's sold in cartons here in the U.S. I hate it. It's nasty. It's gross. And I'm assuming that the difference in the taste has a lot to do with the preservatives added into the store-bought coconut water. So this was the beginning of a nonstop quest for coconut water. So besides, it's very hydrating and the daily temperatures were boiling hot. So it just created the perfect excuse to stop for a refreshing beverage anytime we saw a Paniwala. And y'all, when we got to Baroda, which you'll hear about later on, especially when we were on Moni's little scooter, which is basically, think of a moped. We were zipping around on mopeds. Anytime I saw a Paniwala, I'm like, hey, let's stop. Because it's easy, because you can easily park that right next to it. So we drink a lot of coconut water moving forward. Looking for a way to support Distress to Joyful Bailey's Way and your favorite podcast host, but unsure how? Well, friends, you can head on over to my Etsy shop, Bailey's Way Designs, to purchase an item handmade by yours truly. In my shop, you'll find cute and useful travel accessories, the comfiest workout headbands you've ever worn, adorable pet accessories, graphic t-shirts, and more. All of the proceeds from Bailey's Way Designs goes directly towards funding my college education, where I'm currently expanding my knowledge of fashion design. You can receive 15% off your first order of $35 or more by going to baileyswaydesigns.etsy.com and use code NEWCUSTOMER15. That's NEWCUSTOMER15. The link to my shop can also be found in the episode description and the show notes. Y'all, I truly appreciate all of your support, and I can't wait to hand pack and ship the items that you purchase from me. Once again, go to baileyswaydesigns.etsy.com and use code NEWCUSTOMER15 to receive 15% off your first purchase. So now it's time to head out for the day, and Tanvi and Jigar rented a car, which also came with a driver, which made exploring the cities both convenient and easy. And if you'll remember from day 2. Day 2, meeting the parents when we flew into New Delhi. That's when I first learned that when you rent a car in India, you also get a driver. So that is one of the conveniences and the luxuries and the posh lifestyle that comes along with India. And it's amazing. I love it. So our first stop was Cafe Mondegar, and we didn't end up eating anything there. But in this area where the cafe is located, there are tons of shopping stalls lining the streets. So we spent a good chunk of time shopping. This was basically a half day of just shopping for me, and it was great. But this type of shopping requires negotiation and bargaining because these stalls are not designated stores, but instead are merchants selling goods on their own accord. So I ended up purchasing a considerable amount of jewelry because everything was both super cheap and incredibly cute. And Jigar is an expert at negotiating. So I basically would just go and like pick what I wanted off the wall, like the walls where they had things hanging or the little stands, whatever. And I would go and I would hand these piles of jewelry to Jigar. So like, I want this, I want that, I want that. And he would just stand there and I would pile up the shit in his hands. And then he would negotiate the price with the guy there. And Moni was next to him the whole time because Moni would then pull out his wallet and pay. I was living the dream, y'all. Living the dream. It was the good life. It was amazing. I felt like a princess. I'm like, yeah, I want this. I want this. I want that. Boom, boom, done. Thank you. And guys, for reference, most pieces cost about 150 to 200 rupees each, which again is equivalent to about like $1.75 to like $3 each. Y'all, I got some cute shit. I got my favorite pair that I bought of earrings were these big old, they're like this big if you're on YouTube, these big old daisies. They're plastic daisies. They are my favorite flower. I love daisies. And because they're plastic, they're lightweight and they're so adorable. And I've tried to wear them with as many things as possible. So cute. I got this really cute black necklace that I didn't know what I was going to wear with when I bought it. But turns out I was able to perfectly match it and pair it with an outfit that I wore when I was in Paris in March of this year. Sometimes when you like something, you buy it and then you're like, oh, wait, I can style it later. And especially when it's only like $2. Why not? So once we finished up here, we made our way up a flight of stairs towards the McDonald's that was located on the second floor. We all needed both a snack and a pee break at this point, and we knew we'd be guaranteed to find both of these here. So this time I tried the paneer nuggets, and I enjoyed them so much more than I had originally expected. We also made sure to get some ice cream to help us cool down because, y'all, this heat in India is seriously no joke. And guys, if you remember, the first time I had McDonald's was on day 1, part 2, my first time exploring Mumbai. Haha. So this was actually my third time eating McDonald's, if I'm going to be honest. We also got McDonald's when we were leaving. When we were leaving New Delhi to head to the Taj Mahal in Agra. We grabbed McDonald's to eat on the road on the way. It was a 4-hour drive. So this is my third time and I was going to branch out and I tried the paneer nuggets. I was skeptical of them because they are the paneer, the cheese chunks with corn. With corn. Like, what the fuck? I'm not a huge corn fan, but like cheese and corn and then you batter and you fry it. What? But when you take that and you dip it into the spicy sauce, so good. Looking forward to having some more of this when we go back in December. So next we made our way to the Gateway of India, which is a large archway located near the shore that opens up to the Arabian Sea. So this historic archway was completed in 1924 to commemorate King George V and Queen Mary's first trip to India that took place in 1911. So legend has it that when India gained their independence from the British in 1947, the Britishers, which is a nickname given to the British people by Indians, left India through this archway that they constructed for themselves. The irony. Which it is kind of funny when you think about it. Like, I'm going to build this super cool thing for me. And look, I'm coming through into your country through it. It's like my little doorway. And now it's like, all right, you guys are out. We fucking want our independence. Get the fuck out. Go through your little doorway that you thought you built for you forever. You thought wrong. So directly across from this archway is the Taj Mahal Hotel, which is a magnificent hotel that was originally built for Britishers only. So they actually used to have signs on it that read, "No dogs or Indians allowed." No dogs or Indians allowed. Like, they're grouping those two things together, which is super shitty. And so learning about this piece of history reminded me of the segregation that happened in the United States, which thankfully was abolished in 1964 via the Civil Rights Act. But still, like, God, y'all. This is some shitty shit. So as expected, once India gained their independence from Great Britain, this sign was removed, and then Indian residents were now free to visit and stay there. Additionally, this is not a fun fact. This is a sad fact about this hotel, is that it's the site of India's largest terrorist attack that took place on the 26th of November in 2008. So if you're interested in learning more about this specific event, which is really, really sad, but also incredible, I'm going to cry. Incredible because... So let me just mention the name of it. So it's a movie called Hotel Mumbai. I haven't seen it yet. I've heard about it. It's on our list. But it's a Bollywood movie that captures the true story of this horrific event that took place at this hotel. And the hotel staff actually risked their lives to save the guest first. Which is why I'm tearing up. Because wow. That is Indian culture for you guys. Where you put other people first. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. America really needs to get more of that. So I haven't seen it, but Moni mentioned it's a bit of a heavy movie, although it's truly incredible. And we plan to watch it. Again, it's heavy, so we kind of have to find a time where I can mentally process it. So from here, we made our way over to, quote, where the city meets the sea, which reminded me a lot of the jetties back home at Surfside Beach. So if any of y'all listening are from the Lake Jackson area, picture Surfside, the same kind of mucky water actually, the jetties, but in a U shape. So this area that we went to is known as, quote, the Queen's Necklace because, like I said, the shoreline is shaped like a U. And when it's lit up at nighttime, the city resembles a beautiful jeweled necklace that is fit for a queen. So we sat atop a concrete ledge at the edge of the shore and just allowed our legs to dangle above the ocean as we watched the sun set, taking in the moment and enjoying every second of it. And we did. This was a beautiful moment. When the sun had finally disappeared into the ocean and nightfall came upon us, we felt a rumble in our tummies, which signaled that it was time to eat dinner. So we chose to split up into two groups. The boys, being Moni and Jigar, went to go pick up some street food for everybody, excluding me. Guys, there's an article I wrote called What to Expect on Your First Trip to India, and it talks about why Westerners cannot eat street food in India. I'm going to add that down in the episode description and on YouTube for you guys to also check out. It's important you learn about the culture and the do's and don'ts before you travel to a beautiful place like this. So the girls, being Tanvi and I, hopped into an auto and we went straight back home. So because street food is not safe for my American stomach, to reiterate once again, Tanvi ordered some delivery from a local Italian restaurant for me to indulge in while they enjoyed their street food. It was a nice little break for my stomach from all of the heavily spiced foods that I'd been eating up until then. So we spent the rest of the evening just chilling together at the apartment as Moni and I would be leaving for Baroda the next day, which is his hometown, which is super exciting and fun. Boom! There you have it, a Mumbai adventure. And for those of you on YouTube, I am so sorry. I did not pay attention to my notes before sitting down to record. Whoops. I should have checked it out because I could have had some of this jewelry to show you or some of these fabrics I bought. Again, you can check out photos in the article I wrote. There's a ton of photos there. But I do have something fun to show you. And this, I don't think it's from Mumbai. I don't know where it's from, to be honest. It was a gift that Vijay Auntie, which is technically Monish's neighbor, but so Vijay Auntie and her husband Jayesh Uncle are like family to Moni and his family. They've lived next door to each other for over 20 years, probably over 30 years now. And there's just an amazing bond between these two families. They treat each other like actual family and they're neighbors. Like, it's just beautiful and it's so cool. And Uncle and Auntie came and stayed with us a couple weeks ago, and they brought some gifts. And one of the gifts that they brought, which is what I asked for, which Mom helped locate, are my hatties. So hati is the Hindi word for elephant. So these are little elephants that hold candles, little tea lights. And they are specifically for Diwali, which is the festival of lights that happens usually October, November-ish every year. I haven't burnt them yet. I've got 6. This is just one. I've got a couple different colors. Like here, I'll show you this other one that I can reach. I got this one too, a purple hati. Yeah, I'm excited. I love elephants, and I wanted these. I saw them. Mom had them in a photo she sent, and I was like, I got to have that. Like, I just got to have it. So I'm planning to obviously light them during Diwali, but also we want to use them. I want to use them for cute little candlelight dinners at home on the table. Yeah, I'm excited. But also, Vijay Auntie and Mom both picked out, they each got me a wooden peacock. Like, look how beautiful this is. It's so beautiful. And it made it here without getting destroyed. Like, I was shocked. Seriously shocked that it came all the way here without getting destroyed. Both of them. Because they're very delicate. They're most likely hand carved and hand painted. I should let you see. But yeah, so these are just some fun things. I have so many things I could show you guys from India because Uncle and Auntie brought me a nice assortment of cute little gifts like this. I have a bunch of stuff, I realized. Like, I don't even have... Oh, Mom sent me gifts too, bangles and stuff. I have so much stuff I could show you guys. Like, don't worry. I know we've got, another week in India together. I got more stuff for you. I have more to show you on YouTube. And, guys, just so you know, I have one more episode right now for this India trip. We've got day 7, and then we're going to take a pause on India for a little while, just because it's been fun. I love India, I do, but I want to take a break and do a couple more U.S. trips, and then we'll come back to India, just because this is a huge trip, and I know you guys are enjoying this, and if you're not, let me know. I'm still going to do it, but I want your feedback. I really do. But I think it's time to take a little break because it's 2 whole weeks. That's like literally 14 episodes. And I want to give you guys something fresh and something different. So we'll do day 7 and then we'll take a pause. We'll take a pause before I attend my first Indian wedding ever. I know you're going to hate that. But hey, it gives you something to look forward to and excited for. But until next time, y'all, take it easy, stay grateful, and be joyful. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Travel Tales. Head on over to whatisheybellsdoing.com/travel to find the resources mentioned in today's episode. You can watch this episode for free on YouTube, complete with a bonus slideshow of photos and videos from this trip. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating on your favorite listening platform or write a review on Apple Podcasts. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on new episode releases. See you next time for another great adventure. Bye!